Hey, what date is it today, Janet?
It is the 2nd of December.
Can you believe that? It's the second.
I know.
Are you all ready for that holiday season?
No.
Good, because neither am I. Hey, if you're watching this awesome video recording, it's happening on Zoom. Janet and I set ourselves up on LinkedIn Live, but we both had technology problems. So we said, put that aside. And Janet and I are meeting here on Zoom, and we're recording this awesome conversation with Janet. And if you haven't already figured out, I've posted it on LinkedIn, and you should know that because you're watching it right now. You're watching the video right now. And it's Friday, December 2nd, and I'm Robert Mandelson, the creator and facilitator of powerful play experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams. And I'm super excited. I really am super excited to introduce to you my very good friend and author of Janet, author of
Heal your brain faster, empower your mind through yoga.
Janet is well, not only is Janet the author of by the way, is this your first book?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Mhm.
And we're going to
Yeah.
find out a little bit about why Janet is out there, why Janet decided to put her message out there for everyone to take full advantage of. We'll find that out in a couple of minutes. But the first time I met Janet, I was hooked. I was hooked by her very sincere and look, Janet is simply a kind and nice person. That's who Janet is. And I was drawn into her niceness and her kindness. And then to find out that she's written a book and having had her share her story with me about being a brain injury survivor, I was honored. I was honored and humbled that you would share that with me. We're here to push your book. We're here to promote the book. We're here to promote the book. What's the best way for people to find out more about you, Janet, and get all the information that they need to buy the book? To buy the book. Where do they go online?
Well, they can go to my website, janetbrazel.ca, and in the top menu, go to buy the book.
That's Janet, Janet, Brazel, BRAZIL.ca, to buy the book. It's a book. And you make it so affordable to heal your brain faster. How affordable is this book? Your amazing book. How affordable is it?
How affordable? Yes.
It's darn affordable.
Yes, it's affordable.
What
Um,
what's a typical price for the book? What do people need to invest in terms of a price?
Okay, well, if they go to my website, the book is priced at $32, and
$2,
yes, some of the proceeds are going to my charity,
which is
Brain Care Center.
the Brain Care Center here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Exactly.
Tell
Yeah.
us about that.
The Brain Care Center is an organization for to help with brain injuries, and they have programs and workers and all kinds of things available for brain injured people, survivors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it sounds like it's close and dear to your heart.
Yes, yes, I have been there many times.
Been there many times.
Mhm.
Why this book, Heal Your Brain Faster, Empower Your Mind Through Yoga? What's the story here?
Yeah.
What's the story, my good friend?
Well, heal your brain faster. I didn't mean for that to be presented as the fast pace lifestyle now. I meant that to be heal your brain faster than I did. Because when I had my brain injury, I was 18 years old. And I'm a little bit older now. And I thought that I wanted to get my message out there about things that are going to happen to a brain injured person, and I have strategies to overcome many of the ailments. And I thought that probably someone might learn from my experiences, and they also wouldn't feel so alone when they know that someone else has gone through it, right?
I notice a bit of an accent. Where are you? I know where you were born and raised, but share that with our viewers today.
Okay, I'm from the east coast of Canada, Newfoundland.
The province of Newfoundland. Yeah.
Yes, the province of Newfoundland.
What city?
A little town called Tours Cove. It's a fishing village on the southern coast of Newfoundland.
And one day you said to me, if we ever go out for a bite to eat, you said, don't offer you fish as for the meal because
Yes,
your father was a fisherman and you've had your fair share of fish over the years.
I did. Yes, he ate fish twice a day. Yeah.
And that might have included breakfast.
That did. Yes, that did. Mhm.
So, so you're a young 18-year-old girl growing up
Mhm.
in Newfoundland, and life changes on you.
Yes, abrupt change.
What's,
Abrupt. I
what's
had all the hopes and dreams of an 18-year-old, and in one swift moment, it all changed. And I was all of a sudden I was in the hospital, lying in bed, couldn't walk or talk or nothing.
And what transpired there as a result of what?
Well, I started to do therapy of different kinds, and
What brought you to the hospital? I know a vehicle brought you to the hospital.
yeah. Well, oh yeah, well I had a car accident.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and we hit another car, and the car that approached us hit on my side, and a seatbelt got caught around my neck and blocked off oxygen to my brain, which resulted in a brain injury. And so I was rushed to the hospital, and that's where my healing began.
You want to tell me a bit about that, and for those of you who are watching our conversation, I want everybody to know that I've admittedly I haven't read everything in Janet's book, and that just has to do with the fact that I'm not a big reader, but I will say something which is kind of neat about Janet's book, and maybe you could comment on it. I noticed the font is very big, and I notice you have a lot of pictures in your book, a lot of pictures. And I also noticed that the book is no more than 100 pages long. Is there a reason for that?
Well, I was writing the book for my fellow brain injury survivors, so I didn't want anything to be too complicated or drawn out, and I wanted pictures of my yoga poses to be able to visualize the poses.
And do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Why, what is it about yoga that in terms of empowering your mind? And before we do, I just want everyone to know that one part of Janet in her story is yes, a yoga instructor, but we're not here today to talk about yoga as an instruction. We're here to talk about yoga and how it was a healing therapy for you. Am I correct on that?
That's right. That's very true.
And go ahead.
It's a powerful healing tool, yoga is.
And,
because
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, because I couldn't really find anything that was suiting me for my healing. I lived in a small fishing village, and I was a ways away from the city, so I just had to stick around where I lived, and so I used to walk every day. That was my healing. That was my therapy, and that didn't work. I thought that if I couldn't walk, I couldn't really do too much of anything, so I just kept walking, and it did strengthen my leg, I guess, my legs, but because of the trauma to my body, I was imbalanced and I had a weakness on my entire right side, and it didn't work out too well. So when I came here to Edmonton, some many years later, I found yoga, and after some searching, I finally found a studio, and I was approached by a group of East Indians. That was the full class, and mainly men. So I thought, okay, I'll just sit on my mat and just follow along. So I did. And then they start doing some breathing exercises, like holding one nostril and breathing through the other. And then same thing with the other one, just going back and forth between the nostrils, breathing. And I was thinking, this is not going to work for me. This is not my custom, right? I said, when I finish this class, I'll get up and I'll exit, and I won't come back no more. I'll wait till class is over. So when class was over and I stood up, I noticed the brightness of the sun shining in, and the colors in the room was so bright. And I said, wow, this is something. So I thanked the yoga instructor and rushed out of the class, and I said, oh my gosh, this is something. So I said, I better give that yoga another try. So I did not stop. I just kept going after that. And that gave me the idea that it was breath, that it was the breathing and the nostril breathing that really caught me. And I didn't even know at the time what was so healing and nourishing for me. But that's what it was.
And you cover that in the book. In fact, chapter 4 is, how is my breath going to help me heal? Is there anything you want to say about that chapter?
Yes. Now, the healing foundation of everything, pretty much, is the breath. We all need to breathe to be alive. We breathe in and out 24 hours a day to recharge our bodies. And breathing is something we kind of take for granted as we get a little bit into our adult years and a little bit older. And our breathing then gets a little mixed up than our breathing when we started to breathe as an infant, because we're stressed and making fast decisions, and we're breathing through our upper chest, and we're breathing through our mouth, which is not the proper way to breathe. And we need to redirect our breath and to bring it back to when we were young. And then we will notice healing.
Let's take a couple of more minutes here before we wrap things up. I just want to let everybody know some of the chapters in Janet's book, Heal Your Brain Faster. Go for it, Janet.
Empower your mind through yoga.
In her chapters, she covers starting over. Can I restore my brain? What happened to my memory? How is my breath going to help me heal? Why am I so confused? Will this weakness, stiffness, and pain be with me forever? Are my hormones messed up? Why do I have poor blood circulation? Does poor digestion mean a poor brain? And how do I get rid of fear and deal with vulnerability? So it's quite the personal story. How did you feel writing it and then seeing it published?
I felt like it was a relief to get this off my mind and onto paper, because I felt like I was keeping all this inside, right? And I wanted to share it because I know that I had been through it, and I'm sure someone else have the same experiences and could benefit from my sharing. Mm-hmm.
And what are people telling you about the book?
I've had some positive feedback.
Positive feedback.
Yes. Yeah, it's been said that it was my yoga teacher from India. His first language, of course, is not English, so he said he really, really liked the size of the book, the nice, the font, and yeah, and the pictures. Just all went well together.
And I want to emphasize there's wonderful photos throughout the book of Janet showing you the various poses that she's recommending through yoga. And there's a reason why you put pictures of yourself in the book. Why is that, Janet?
Well, first off, I was thinking I would get someone else to do the poses for me, like get some pictures of some other model or some other lady doing the pose. But I tried that and I couldn't talk about the pose that some other person had done. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this myself. So I done the poses, and I can talk about them right down to the fine point because I know what I'm doing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can feel my body. I know, the poses I'm doing, right?
So it's a very personal experience, both in the photography, the photos, and the story that you're telling. Heal your brain faster. Not faster as in let's move fast.
No.
Faster as in now that you've experienced the healing power of yoga, your hope is that others can move to a place of a better place of healing faster than maybe you did as it was your very first time. So now you speak from experience and suggest to people, if you follow my guide, you too can heal your brain faster. You can heal it faster. But there should be no rush to go through this.
No. And you can pick it up at any time. I mean, you can start at chapter 3 and go to chapter 8. It's all kind of flows together, right?
Okay, so I don't need to go through your book chronologically.
No, not really.
Oh, so then I don't feel so guilty because that's how I've been reading.
Good.
I better read it from the beginning to the middle to the end. It's okay if you move from chapter to chapter,
Yeah.
based on what might you be passionate about.
Yes,
Do you have the book in front of you right now?
I do.
Go to page 26.
Gotta get my glasses.
And quickly tell me about that, because you look pretty powerful there on page 26. It reads yoga exercises for memory. I think I can use this.
That's super brain yoga.
What's up with that?
It's a pose where we hold on to our earlobes with crossed arms. Our arms are crossed. We're holding, our left arm is holding our right earlobe, and our right arm is holding our left earlobe. Yeah, exactly. And then we make some space between our feet. If we're from a standing position, of course. And then we squat down. Yeah, we squat down, good.
Janet, I'm not feeling very empowered here.
And just inhale as you bend down and exhale up.
Okay.
Yeah, inhale down, exhale up. Up to a standing position. Keep your knees relaxed. But yeah.
Very nice.
And then we'll do that about 8 times. Then come to standing, release your arms and relax. Good.
Promised Janet that I would do one of her yoga poses during our conversation. You're so awesome, Janet.
Thank you.
I want to invite everybody to Janet's website, janetbrazel.ca. Makes a great Christmas stocking stuffer, amongst many other things. Wrap things up for me, Janet. What else would you like to say?
I would like to say that the healing with yoga is very powerful.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen overnight. And but just bring yoga into your lifestyle. And keep breathing. Keep breathing slow, nice, slow breaths.
Yeah.
And that's healing.
If people were interested in working with you one-on-one or in a group, can they reach out to you via your website as well?
They can.
Okay.
Good.
We sound so serious today, you and I. It's like this brain injury healing. It's big business. It's very embarrassing. Janet and I have gone out for coffee on many occasions. This is not the first time we're meeting. We've talked about her book many times. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. It's important for me to support Janet and get her message out there. She's a kind soul. You're a kind soul. And you and I should talk about doing other interviews like this, but we'll cover off each chapter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe we could do like a couple of chapters a week, or maybe we could go through a whole week and just
Mhm.
cover off each chapter and bring to it people's attention some of the important poses and the work that you've done for yourself in helping you heal. And that's it. Okay, we'll say goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks.